Free socks. Free socks.
Welcome, everybody, to a Thursday night edition of the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bubba Brewer. We're going to be talking a lot of pulp culture stuff tonight. And if you didn't see the movie, you're shit out of luck. But before we start talking about that, I got to bring in my special guest tonight, especially my special co-host from Steelers Dynasty podcast. Shane comes on the show, gives his top 100 and then his honorable mentions and does all that other stuff. But tonight, welcoming to the show, special field correspondent, Shane Stodmiller. Shane, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Bubba. I think spring has sprung and the movies are starting to roll in. Finally, after, 4 years since we haven't had a nice amount of movies week to week?
Well, this movie we're talking about, if they didn't see it, like I said, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We gave everybody a week. If you didn't go, that's your own fault. That's your own fault. So, also too, to join in the cast tonight to actually give his expertise, because I turned around and goddamn, there he was. So, everybody, he's got the Wall of Fame with his more action figures than Hasbro and more WWE figures than WWE itself. Everybody, welcome to the show, our man Cable. Cable, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. So, nothing new and exciting, guys? Nothing?
No, since last Thursday night.
Yeah, speaking of that, I didn't give a lot of stuff last week. I just said a thumbs up. Now, can we all agree that let me ask you a question. I'll start with you, Cable, first. Where do you rank this movie, The Thunderbolts, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to talk about. So if you didn't see it, I'm sorry, you're shit out of luck. Where do you rank this in the MCU movies as of right now?
It's amazing you asked that, because I was so excited after watching this. I decided to re-rank all the movies. And I haven't done that in a while. So I went through my list and I ranked them. And Thunderbolts is number 12 out of 35. Cracks the top 15. And it's really a lot of heavy hitters that have come before it. So I really enjoyed it. It's high up there for me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to redo our top. We're gonna have to redo that sometime this year. Probably maybe after the Fantastic Four, because we need to do that before and then do one after the Doomsday and Secret Wars. Yeah. So Shane, where does this movie rank in your?
It's amazing because Cable hit right where I was. I was thinking, is it 9, 10, 14, somewhere between 10 and 13? I feel comfortable with, depending on the flavor and the mood.
Wow, really?
For 8 through 14 can kind of interchange. There's 8 that are heavy hitters that just hit you in the feels, and I include Logan in the top, ones. So there's so many good ones like Civil War and Winter Soldier, and I'll tell you what, it's definitely top third. And how many are there, Cable, total? 30?
I believe 35.
Okay, so it absolutely is in the top third. Easy. Bottom of the top third, the top third.
I think this was, to me, I might rank it a little higher than you guys. I have to go, and I didn't go like Cable did. I have to go back and redo
Me too.
my list again, and we'll do that in a show where it won't. You know what? We should rank them all of them. Every single MCU movie, rank it from starting to number 1. That would be harder, because then there's no honorable mentions. We rank them in order. I'm ranking the Thunderbolts in my top 10 as of right now, without even thinking about it.
I think if you think about it, that might change. I mean, you got 4 Avengers movies, you got 3 Captain America movies, 3 Guardians movies. Right
I
there is
know, but
like,
the the Guardian movie is 3 now because it had an emotional. Now we know the true story of the Guardians is all about Rocket Raccoon. So to me, it's a little different now. And Xfinity War is not going to be ranked too high for me because what they did to the Hulk.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that because next week we're doing our top 25 movies, any genre. If we were going camping, or say, well, you know what? Say the cable went out and you didn't have cable, but you had a generator and you had nothing else to do until the power went out. 25 movies. What movies would you watch? That'll be next week. So some of these movies,
gotta watch it.
So did you think, Cable, and I'll ask you this first, did you think this movie was done right or not?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it came high and above what I expected from it. I mean, leading up to it, I had a good feel that it was going to be a fun movie. But it explored some characters more than I thought. It was deeper than I thought it would be. It was fun.
Poster. Where'd you get that at?
Harley dealer. I got you one too, Bubba.
Oh, well, thanks. Oh, nice.
Very nice.
So you thought it got your expectations, or did it go beyond your expectations, Cable?
Beyond. I have very little qualms about it. I think a couple times the jokes were a little goofy-ish, or you could see them coming. And there was like one point where it kind of felt a little slow pacing wise, but minor complaints. A great movie, and I absolutely went beyond what I expected.
Shane, expectations above or
absolutely.
Status quo?
I mean, I went in with high expectations, then I kind of lowered them a little bit as I was walking into the theater. I bought my tickets. I went Thursday at 2, the first showing.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
I'm so ADD. or OCD. I have to sit in the same seat, which is row C, seat 11 at the Butler Theater. I'm probably going to go see it at the drive-in this weekend. I'm glad I saw it in the theater because I went with Hayden. Hayden had a dental appointment. I was going to take him back to school, so we went and saw it. We absolutely loved it. The character development was great, and you didn't have to know what happened previously, I believe, in order to kind of figure out like these characters. It helped that there were the TV series, where you kind of learned about, Walmart Captain America, or but it just hit all the marks that you really liked. What's Yelena's? What's her last name? The Black Widow. She's yeah. And then you loved it, the fact her dad showed up with that limo. I mean, that's fantastic.
Well, he was the comical relief.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because in the comic book counterpart of the Red Guardian, he wasn't that overly funny. But I didn't know how it was going to be. Because based off the comic book, I knew they were all like, agents and super soldier serum, and then Bucky, because now in the comic book, they have Bucky actually leading a part of the Thunderbolts, in the comic book, which I haven't I think I have it, but I haven't read it because I'm trying to get caught up, and there's not enough time in a day to get stuff done. But I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know how it was going to be. But I was never happy when they did the Taskmaster anyway, because to me they messed that character up in the movie, and she was there for a cup of coffee.
It definitely feels like they heard everybody's complaints and figured, well, we're going to do this for you. We'll put an end to it,
So you
just
think it was
shut
like
up about it now.
Deadpool and Wolverine Origins?
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. Yeah.
On that note, I want to ask you two boys this. I have seen posters that have the Abomination on them and other characters. Have you seen those posters?
No,
For Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
I have
No.
not. But I do know that the main villain in the first script was U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent was supposed to be the villain on Gamma, and he was going to turn into A-Bomb, which was Rick Jones in the comic book, which would have been totally stupid.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. And the Taskmaster was going to be more a pivotal role in Thunderbolts, and she was supposed to have memory loss, and then she's always trying to kill the U.S. agent, and they made up and killed the whole way through the movie. So I'm glad they didn't do that either.
Mm-hmm.
So, Afton, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And then Devil says he went through phase 1 again.
This is one of the posters, boys. This is one of the posters right here.
Let me see.
I think that's fan made, though. I don't think that's official.
Let me get the banner off here.
Yeah,
that's Baron Zemo and
right.
Yeah, those are all. I think those are all fan made because people.
There's so much of that stuff out there now, and then especially with AI, it's so easy to make stuff. There's a million trailers out there for stuff that hasn't even started filming yet.
Yeah, and then what they do is they have these guys are like, oh man, look at the new MCU movie, and it's like somebody put it together, or it's a gaming thing, and it has nothing to do with anything that's going on. So, okay, I'm going to ask another question. What character, Shane, did you like out of this movie?
Well, I was surprised that Captain America was, I mean, he's swarthy, but he was likable. Like they made him more human. That was really, really good. But I'd have to say, Black Widow's sister is just she does a great job, and she's charismatic. She has a very raspy voice, which is kind of neat. She's just a great character. But her dad, Red Guardian, you gotta love him. He just steals the show.
Hey Gene, what's up? Cable? Who was yours?
I guess the same answer. Yelena, I wouldn't say she stole the show, because I think it's very evident from the marketing and stuff that she was going to be the anchor of the team, and she's got the most star power out of all the characters and actors. And that actress Florence Pugh, I'll watch anything that she's in. I love her. I'm super excited to see Dune Part 3 and see her have more of a role in that. I think she's fantastic. I
haven't seen Dune Part 2 yet.
Oh yeah, you got to get on that. That's like one of the best. That kicks the shit out of Star Wars right now. That's
what?
I can't believe you're wasting time watching.
Wait till we're done with T-Bolts, because I'm telling you.
Okay.
I mean,
Dune, right?
Huh?
What's that?
She's in Dune.
Yeah, Part 2.
Oh, I've watched it, but I don't remember her.
She's Christopher Walken's daughter, the one that he takes the hand of at the end.
Did you say Christopher Walken's daughter?
Yeah. But no, I think she's the closest thing they have to a superstar in the MCU at the moment, and she has such a fanfare around her and such a following online and stuff, and it really goes. It's surprising because I went in Thunderbolts thinking I had seen her more times than we have, because all she was in was Black Widow and Hawkeye, and I thought for sure she was in a third project before Thunderbolts. And so I was shocked. I think she, really led that movie and anchored it. And that was who I liked the most.
I think she was probably the number one character of that movie, I think the redemption arc of, U.S. Agent made him more relatable. The Ghost had more than she ever had, you know what I mean, as a supporting character. And then Bucky came in as the heavy hitter. I think Bucky came in as the heavy hitter. In probably scene or act two. And he came in and when he come on the bike and did what he did and. But the Red Guardian was funny the whole way through, and he's funny in everything. And David Harbour's a pretty good actor anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I just know I don't know how I would have took this if they had Glenn from Walking Dead as Sentry. I don't know how I would have had. I'm glad the writer's strike and he decided to kick out. I just don't know how he would have played that role because.
Well, we kind of know. He'd just be playing Invincible in live action.
Okay, yeah, but he just wouldn't look the part of. It wouldn't look. He wouldn't look like.
Right.
He wouldn't look like Sentry to me. And then Gene said kind of trash. Yeah, I seen it like someone did like his hair yellow, and it just didn't look right. And then Julie Louis-Dreyfus is phenomenal.
Yes,
so, I mean, totally. And then, I mean, if nobody knew who the Sentry was, I mean, he is the most powerful character in Marvel history. I mean, when he went, against the Hulk and they shook the whole world in the comic book in World War Hulk, I mean, it was astronomical. And the Void was something because everybody was, total darkness in New York. And they didn't show any of the Kingpin because at this time the Kingpin is the mayor of New York. They can't put him on a movie. But I thought they were going to have some other, villain, a small villain in there before they went to the Sentry and Void, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I did too, or I thought Sentry would be on the way to a bigger villain, perhaps. I mean, there is no bigger villain than the Void in a sense, but I didn't know if they would truly take the cuffs off the Void and, just let him go to town like he did. But I can't think of a better way to make that movie.
Okay. Mr. Quake says it's better than Suicide Squad. Can you both agree with that or disagree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, better
than either one or two of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the sequel, but it doesn't hold a candle to Thunderbolts for me.
Okay. And then they had the big reveal. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Now, what did you think, Cable? What did you think, Cable, when that reveal at the end there, when she took them through the curtain and they went through the curtain and decided to do what they did?
Oh, yeah. That was good. I like that. I didn't think that was, when you said big reveal, I thought you were talking about something else.
No. I'll get to that after. Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I liked it.
I think she pivoted. I think she was going to have, the Sentry come through and present as the hero. And then she kind of she was kind of forced to do that. I think she kind of pivoted.
He wasn't taking anything from her. He turned as soon as he was like, why should I take any, why should I listen to you? I'm the strongest superhero of the world. Why do I got to take orders from you? And then when he turned, when he turned, she had no control over him. And that was the key. And
that was done so well. How they wrote his character, Bob, Sentry, Void, and how you could really feel him turning as he discovered his strength and before he completely succumbed to the Void. That actor, Lewis Pullman, he did such a good job with that.
Yeah, his dad was a president during Independence Day.
Do you think?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Is it going to be is friendship the new superpower? You're my buddy, so you're not going to kill us. Is that what the Fantastic Four is going to do to Galactus? Is that they're like, hey, listen, you don't need to eat the Earth. Go, you're a buddy. I don't know. It just seems like it's a theme
because of the Captain America and Red Hulk, and now this one.
Yeah, that too. That time. Yeah. Hey, there's look, the cherry blossoms are in bloom, just like when you're with your daughter. We're friends. Don't smash me.
No, there's no way. Like, I mean, I like the red. I like seeing the Red Hulk in a Brave New World, but Sam Wilson cannot take him down. I mean, there is no. That was the only thing that kind of pissed me off, and I don't. I know it's not a one shot deal, but Harrison Ford is 80 some years old, and you know what I mean.
Thunderbolts took us a step ahead when I thought the movie the Red Hulk was in, took us a couple steps back. As far as
okay. Well, I think now, and Cable probably knows a little bit more, maybe, and he could probably add to this. I think Kevin Feige is actually taking his time now. I think they're going slow, and they're it's like a surgeon, and they're trying to do this now because they took a lot of heat from like Miss Marvel, the Eternals.
It's almost like we planned this show out or something, Bubba, because that was.
I didn't plan anything, brother. I just go with the flow.
I know, but you're hitting all the marks that this was something if we had time I was going to get to, and I'll try to keep it brief. But I just read an article. Did you see the Wall Street Journal article, the interview they did with Kevin Feige?
No, Cable, I can't read the Wall Street Journal.
I didn't read the Wall Street Journal either. I just read the highlights. But so they did the interview with him, and he was really transparent about a lot of stuff. And he said that he does not like or did not like the idea of doing TV series at all. Even the Disney Plus ones.
I like some of the shows, though.
I do too. Some of them are really, really good. Some of them aren't. I do feel that the TV format kind of screws up the movie format. Like, even as a super fan, there's so much to take in, and it's not difficult for me to watch. I don't have a lot going on, but it's just a whole different feel between TV, movies, and then your special presentations and stuff. And the variety makes it fun. But he didn't want to do that. He had no intentions of that. He has issues with TV going back to when they tried to force Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be canon, and he didn't want any part of that.
I wish they'd make it canon, and some of that stuff would be brought in, but that's never gonna. I don't know if that'll ever happen.
I liked it for a couple of years, and then I got out of it.
Oh, the last season they had the time they went back in time, and it was pretty good. But I mean, I'm kind of nerdy like that. But the thing about me is, when I watch something, I have to finish it.
Yep.
If I'm not doing it, I'm out. Yeah.
I've been able to learn that recently to just.
Well, I have some. Let me see here. Where am I at here on Gene Said This? All these in between Marvel movies. So the in between would be. I don't know. Would it be like the Eternals and Miss Marvel? Boothie, what's up? Okay. He said the Weasel should cross over. I can't see that happening. I think they will. I think they are going to eventually do, DC versus Marvel.
Maybe
somewhere.
I don't see that.
We might be dead. I might be dead by that. But so you guys, we all unanimously thought this was a good way to start the MCU back on track. Because they had 2 ending credit scenes. Sorry, people, we're going to talk about it a little bit. I mean, the one was funny with the the Wheaties box, and that was just the pop because it was funny, and then the big reveal of the ship coming in, and they were in the new Avengers headquarters, and the public opinion is not with them. From what and Sam was gonna copyright the Avengers, because in the comic books there's all different kinds of teams now, and I'm behind, so I can't comment on the Avenger teams right now because I collect them, but I haven't read them. But in the old days, yeah.
It seems like they're, following Jonathan Hickman when he took over the Avengers in the lead up to Secret Wars. He had two titles simultaneously. He had Avengers and New Avengers, different lineups, but that led right into Secret Wars, it seems like they are following that path that they did with the comic books, which it's never a bad idea to take inspiration from Jonathan Hickman.
No. And they're gonna sprinkle a little bit of the original Secret Wars and the Hickman Secret Wars,
Right.
and bring in Battle World, and that's coming after, because they're filming right now. They're filming, and I don't know how, because we talked about the AI. I don't know how real it is. Like, I saw a picture of Robert in Doctor Doom and Scarlet Witch. And you guys might have saw the same picture. I don't know. I don't think that's. I think that's fan art or AI. But it looked good. And
wait a second.
What?
So you're telling me I saw Trump as a baby talking shit, and that's not real Trump, baby? That's not.
No, I don't know. No, that's not real. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm still doing. Look, man, I'm still overcoming the fucking George Pickens fucking trade. I don't know. Like, like, I mean, it's great. It's been a crazy couple weeks. But
while we're on the post credit I'm curious because I haven't asked either of you guys this. Was the big reveal, the biggest reveal to me, the end of the second post credit scene, was that spoiled for you guys by the end credits?
Yes.
You noticed that?
Yeah.
Notice what?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
And the credits, the very end of the credits, where they always do the music credits.
Yeah.
There was a credit for Fantastic Four theme before.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, well, me and my son Jeremy both said the same thing. We said, well, we know what the second post credit scene is going to be about now.
Yep.
And it was, and to me, they just fled that world that they're on all the trailers. So, and that, I mean, they've already let the cat out of the bag. You know what I mean? Like, they already, I'm thinking Galactus eats the whole planet and they get out. That's what I think.
Or did an accident happen and they appeared there? Because that's how I always thought this was going to shake out. Was Fantastic Four wound up in the main MCU universe by accident? Because it's hard for me to believe that the Fantastic Four would just abandon a universe.
It has to be an accident where they're fighting and maybe they're put through a portal or something.
Right.
Slung around Jupiter, I don't know.
Maybe he tries to go through the negative zone, and the negative zone takes it to the MC. I mean, we'll know in about 2 months.
Yeah, right.
Because I know Annihilus is going to be a major villain eventually here. It's coming.
God, I hope so. Yeah. The fact that he hasn't gotten, anything major, he doesn't even have a Marvel Legends figure yet. Since Hasbro took over, and I'm fuming about that.
Well, I mean, that week's going to be, you got Fantastic Four, you got the Superman, which I'm going to go see. But do you think they're going to get this Fantastic Four right this time?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I figured. Shane, what about you?
Who's directing this Fantastic Four?
I don't know.
I thought the other ones were such dog shit. I have no expectations. I didn't read the comic. I'm kind of ambivalent about it. I'm going to see it, and I hope it's good. And I really want to see it now. I didn't before, but because of the post-credit scene, I actually want to see it.
I think Gene says no, he doesn't think that this fantastic. I'm thinking he's saying this Fantastic Four is not going to be good. I don't know.
I don't know how. After what we've seen, I don't know how anybody can't think
the thing. The thing looks like the thing,
right?
I mean, Pedro. I didn't think Pedro was going to be Reed Richards. I didn't think, and I don't know the actress who plays Sue Storm. or Sue
Oh,
Richards.
that's Kirby. She's so good.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. And then the guy who plays Johnny was in Stranger Things, and he was Eddie, and I thought that was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
He was just in a movie that's my favorite movie of the year right now called Warfare. He was excellent in that too.
That's the name.
And then they have Herbie. I mean, I never thought they were going to put Herbie in there. So
right.
I mean that adds something. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it'll be something.
Well,
and they have Galactus. Galactus is Galactus. He ain't no fog. He's not no, shady kind of shade. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well,
to answer Shane's question, the director
I don't know
is Matt Shackman. Shackman. He directed WandaVision. Some episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, some episodes of Fargo, some episodes of Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow.
And he's doing this. So he's been involved in good projects.
Well, that means him and Pedro already worked probably together.
Eventually, yeah. But this is his first movie. So
Silver Surfer with boobs. And that's not Norman Rad. That's that Silver Surfer will not be the MCU Silver Surfer.
If we ever get one, which will be a damn shame if we don't.
If we don't get one, I'm going to be not like I'm going to be able to stop anything. But
what movie? I can't remember what movie's end credits had the Beast. Which one had the Beast at the end?
The Marvels.
Marvels, yeah.
They have to incorporate that somewhere in a storyline, and that's going to be probably in Doomsday.
Yeah, because Kelsey Grammer was confirmed for Doomsday in that video, that all those chairs.
Because I seen that actor who played Nightcrawler already said that he is going to get in a fight with Reed Richards in the movie. He let it slip. I don't know if he did it on purpose or accident. And he was getting interviewed, and he said, he's fighting. He said Nightcrawler's fighting Reed Richards. So they must be, how they, go against each other and then they tag up. But I mean, Pedro's in fucking everything.
It's saturation. I don't want to see him as Reed Richards.
I don't either.
Yeah, same.
I like him as the Mandalorian, and I can't wait for that movie to come out. And I liked him, and I'm gonna try to probably go right off of the Thunderbolts because we all give Thunderbolts a thumb up, and I give it I give it like an 8.5 out of 10.
I would say that's
like I liked it, and I want to go see it again. And I just thought it was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I didn't know cable. If I knew cable was in the goddamn same movie theater, I'd have stepped beside him. But I didn't know.
I tried to text you, and I hit send, and then I didn't have any service in the actual theater itself, so it never went through.
Yeah. Like, Indiana is you try to if it was an important phone call, you'd never get it. And I went by myself because Tam didn't go, and I was like, I got to go see it before someone spoils it because that's how I am. And then I'm walking out, Shane. I'm walking out. I'm actually texting Cable as I'm walking out, and he texted me, and I read it. I'm texting him, and he goes, "Hey," I turn, and there he was behind me, and I'm like, "What the?" And we talked briefly. You know what I mean? But that was funny. I mean, I was like, "Holy fuck!" I was just texting you, and there you were.
Yeah.
But,
like Joe Henry.
Yeah. I mean, but Indiana movie theater is not. I mean, it is what it is for us.
Did they redo it?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, but still, I seen something about these movie theaters in Texas where it is like an epic thing, and your seat shakes and fucking,
4D.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It'd probably get me sick or something, but
you can order like a steak, fries, drink.
No, I don't want to eat one. I maybe you can eat. I can't eat watching a movie like that.
I don't like to either.
I don't either. It was not.
I like to be. I'm sitting there and I'm zoned in. Like that is probably the only time I'm ever shutting up is when I'm in a movie theater to see MCU or Star Wars. I mean, that's just me, but I don't know. I thought it was really good. I can't wait for them to appear in Doomsday. because that is now the Avengers. They are the new Avengers. So I would like to see if you could, what hero would you put in to be added in to take the spot of Taskmaster, if you could? Okay, well, I'll start with you first because I can't think of one right now, but I'll think one by the time I get to myself.
Somebody that's already been established in the MCU, right?
Well, anybody, or you could do, listen to this. We can do one that's already established and one that's never been out there before ever.
Okay. I think that's tough. So I'm split between Daredevil and Spider-Man for already established in the MCU.
Yep.
Okay.
I know it's tricky, like we talked about before, because nobody knows who Spider-Man is.
Right.
But I don't think you need to, right? Especially with the Thunderbolts / New Avengers.
Okay.
You see a guy that's doing good, you're in a world where superheroes exist. So, he's a superhero. And I think that creates a fun dynamic where he was a pseudo Avenger already. Nobody remembers that. So then he links up with this other team. And, Daredevil makes a lot of sense for location wise and everything, and somewhat similar skill set to the team. I'll have to think about who we haven't seen yet. Maybe get Shane and yours picks in for a stab.
Shane, who would you want to see?
I'm going to piggyback on that. I'm going to say Spider-Man, of course, but like you said, they were all flashed and they can't remember who he is or whatever. So that would be like, oh, let's cold call Spider-Man. We don't know who he is, but we don't know who's Peter Parker. But I would say Punisher would be fun as one. Okay, that would just make me geek out. Now, this is one that I don't know. I don't read a lot of comics. Squirrel Girl. How about that?
Oh my God. I can't believe she. I'm not into that one. And I think she did beat somebody in the comic book, if I remember correctly. But
she beat everybody in the comic book.
I don't know how, but that's ridiculous.
She can summon.
Okay, so I think Cave was looking at his fucking wall, is what he's looking at.
He's looking at
his wall. Yeah, I'm gonna go with mine. I'm gonna go already present. I'm gonna go with Moon Knight.
That's a good one.
Okay, and I'm gonna go. I'll probably be the first one to give somebody that has never made it into the MCU. I'm gonna go with an original Thunderbolts. I'm gonna go with Songbird.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Just because, but it's not Thunderbolts anymore. But still, you know what I mean. It's just a new character, and she was a staple in the Thunderbolts in the comic book. So that's what I'll go with.
Okay, so
I can't do any Canadians. I can't do anything from Alpha Flight. So I gotta,
For who we haven't seen, I might cheat a tiny bit here.
Yeah, because you're looking off your wall. What you're doing?
Well, yeah, okay, I'm going to cheat twice here. So maybe we've heard him, but we haven't seen him. So I don't know how you want to count this, but Blade could be a fun mixture in that team. Finally get him in the MCU. Another New York-based character.
I don't think we're ever going to see him in a movie. I don't think a movie's
there's so much going on there.
Okay, Shane. You already said Squirrel Girl. That's what blew my mind.
No, but a Punisher would be the one I'd want to see. But I don't know if he was in the Avengers. Was he in the new Avengers?
No.
That would be the one.
Punisher. No, never ever. Now, like the three of us actually named a member of probably anybody that could have been on the Midnight Suns if they ever do that.
Yeah,
right.
Cable got Blade, you got the Punisher, and I probably did Moon Knight. You know what I mean? And Ghost Rider. I mean, that probably is coming. Well, I know Ghost Rider was never Avenger. He was a defender and he was a champions, but he was never in the Midnight Sun. He was never in the Avengers. So
I think he was in a very recent Avengers team up from like a 2020 run or something like that, potentially.
it might have. Oh, you know who it was? It was Robbie Reyes. So yes,
Okay.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, because that was when they had Blade, and they were headquarters in the Celestial. They were headquarters in him, and then they went against Dracula. I have that series, so yeah, you're right. Yeah, Robbie Reyes, but it wasn't to me. Ghost Rider's fucking Johnny Blaze and Danny
Yeah.
Ketch, but I don't know if we'll see Danny Ketch anytime soon. So
Two tidbits before we move on from MCU, because
sure.
I'm just going to shut my mouth once you guys get rolling on the next two, because I don't have anything to add. So I guess let me get my hot air out now. But story came out today. I don't know if you saw it. It's not completely confirmed, but the director of Thunderbolts is being eyed for the X-Men film, the first X-Men in the MCU.
Oh, I did not know that. And speaking of movies, I took this thing that I saw today, and these are the movies that are.
nice.
Those are the movies that are. Those are the movies right now of the next MCU movies.
Yep. And then there's a couple TV series in there that have actual dates, and then that's all we know so far.
Yeah, and Wonder Man. I want to see how they do that. I do like Wonder Man. I've always been a big Wonder Man fan. I want to see how they do that. I know. Look, I don't give a shit about race and that. That's. I'm not worried about that. Okay. Yeah. I just want to know if they can actually, they're going to have the Grim Reaper. That's his brother. You know what I mean? And if they incorporate some kind of angle with him and the Vision and Scarlet Witch. I don't know if they will incorporate that in MCU stuff, but if they do, it would be quite interesting. So,
and he's a good actor. I can't remember. He was in Aquaman. He was Black Manta, and I can't remember what else he was in.
I don't know what else he starred in, no, but
I know I've seen him somewhere else. And then the other thing that I thought was interesting was the director said that they actually had to retool Sentry's story a little bit because it felt too close to what the MCU is doing with Peter Parker at the moment, with Doctor Strange making it. So they said that I guess they were going to have a closer to comic accurate origin for him. And then once the whole thing with Peter Parker and No Way Home started happening, they had to.
Well, yeah, because in the comic book, nobody remembered who the hell he was.
Right.
Yep.
So he was Morpheus in the fourth Matrix movie. The guy playing Wonder Man.
Oh, I'll see.
The one that came out during quarantine.
Yeah, see, that was not. Yeah,
I like
that one.
Yeah.
I like to see when they do have the Avengers with Sam Wilson. I want to see what his team is.
Yeah, I'm very excited for them to go head to head with the new Avengers and fighting over the name and everything. That's great. I saw a fan theory where they thought that might be how Jen Walters and or Matt Murdock start interacting with the Avengers teams, is they actually go to a legitimate legal panel. Yeah,
they go to court against each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be fun. I wouldn't want to see a lot of time spent on that, but that'd be a good way to kind of tie characters together.
Yeah, and they better get the She-Hulk graphics up to par.
Yeah.
But that actress is, I don't know if she, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think she's trying to sue Disney now. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to recast or what they're going to do there.
Well, they can't because
I believe Johansson tried to sue them also before Black Widow came out.
Right, I remember that.
No, it was after. So she might be dead to Marvel now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but that's a lot of stuff. So I like I said, there's a lot of Marvel news coming out every day, and I know they had free comic book, and I didn't get some of the issues. And I got to go back and get them on eBay because I just didn't get them. They didn't have them at the comic book store. So last week when I went, it was like I got two. I didn't get the Spider-Man. I think there was a Fantastic Four one, and I didn't get them. So I got to go find them because sometimes they start storylines out of that or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But speaking of, and I wanted to a comment in the chat, and guys, I appreciate you guys. I wanted to get to this real quick. You guys watch this?
Yeah.
Cable?
No, not at all.
No.
Not miss
Don't
anything.
waste your fucking time. Since the character Joel got killed, it just is not the same. Now, Shane, let me get your take on this real quick.
I thought that was actually interesting. It was boring, like, oh, she's mean to me, boo-hoo, I'm just a big puss, and all this other stuff. And then he dies. And then I'm like, okay, I'm bought in now. And then the next episode, she hooks up with a girl.
Yeah.
Which I don't care. Girls hooking up, good for them.
Yeah, God bless them.
Then she goes, I'm pregnant. Like,
well, yeah, because her old boyfriend, got her knocked up.
Then she acts like she wants to raise the kid, and they just hooked up like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, the relationship is 20 minutes old. She's already going to raise the kid. I just don't understand. The storytelling just sucks. It just shit the bed, and I'm done with it.
Oh, are you going to watch it anymore?
I might watch it because I'm bored and I have no life, but I'm just so over it.
Let me ask you a question, because you've been in the military. You served our great country, and God bless you for your service. Like, what did you think when she fucking got behind that military guy and fucking choked him out? Like, this fucking girl is 65 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, I don't care if you're not getting to my neck. And here's the thing: you're like 60 pounds. I can take my neck and go down, and I can get out of that. I'm sorry, unless you're like a lanky, strong man, you can get out of that, and that's just horseshit. It's just piss poor writing.
Yeah, I thought that was terrible. I mean, she's a good actress, okay, but I mean, for her to beat the shit out of dudes, and I know a guy at work's like, oh, she was training Brewer. I'm like, I don't know, this is a little far fetched. And she had a knife, Brewer. I'm like, this is a little far fetched.
Now listen, that's why there's weight classes in MMA, because a man that weighs is a featherweight goes against a middleweight or goes against a heavyweight, it's not going to end well. Okay, it's just I don't know. I mean, the thing when they went into the fort and they had all those zombies and shit, and that was pretty cool. Now they're in Seattle, and the guy, Cable, that's playing the major bad guy now is the guy who voices the Watcher in What If.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and he was in Westworld. So he's the major badass. Like, he's cruel, and like, they have all these like different factions in Seattle, because it's I never played the video game. I think I played it once, maybe, I don't know, but
so I got a question for you guys then. Did you know that Joel dies in the game? Did you have any inkling that this was coming?
No.
Yeah, I did, because I Googled it. That's why I didn't fucking know.
My son told me.
Yeah, I mean, you kill the fucking you kill the main character, like.
Well, she's the main character now. Yeah,
but she just. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Like they have to. They don't need to get like. I don't know. They don't need to get really crazy in relationships when it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, that's what happened in the Willow when I wanted to watch Willow in Disney, and they fucking fucked it all up. You know what I mean? Like, it was, and well, they'll never finish it anyway. But I don't know. I just thought a big name actor like that, and I in the second episode, that was it.
That's what surprised me.
Yeah.
But I knew that was coming because they cast the character that killed him. Mm-hmm. But I figured that would be the season finale.
Well, I think that there's a lot of stuff that they're gonna bring him back in flashbacks. So he's gonna be in flashbacks, of course. And then because she doesn't know why, and then she's probably gonna tell her, hey, he killed my dad, and that's why I killed him, because she doesn't really know why he got killed. But I have to watch it because I have to finish it. And that sucks. I hate that when you watch something and you gotta I wish I didn't have that problem.
Just get out.
No, I can't.
Now,
I
But
can't.
think of the time you could spend on stuff you're actually enjoying in the meantime.
there's a lot better.
I know, but darn it.
The
Well, I
Bondsman.
was
Did you watch
invested.
The Bondsman?
Huh?
Uh,
You watched The Bondsman yet, Bubba?
No, I didn't finish that. I didn't finish that at all. What I did, I am caught up, and this is the last one of the show, is Andor. And I know, Cable, you're not into it, but it has turned like 4, 5, and 6. Actually, I believe episode 8 maybe was the most watched streamed episode ever in TV history. I think.
wow.
Yes.
It got a sprinkling of Star Wars. And I'll go back if you didn't watch last week, I'm going to say it again.
I'm good. I'm good.
I think it is a fantastic war movie, like where Eagles where the Eagles landed, or A Bridge Too Far, and those war movies that are kind of a slow burn. Remember that movie where Clint Eastwood steals a jet and or The Great Escape?
Oh yeah.
War movies, like
Foxfire. Foxfire.
Kind of slow burn war movie. I get it. It's fine. There's espionage. You got to steal documents. You sneak in. That's not Star Wars. That's a war movie. However, it's exciting and it's great. It's well written and it's gritty. There's too much talking. If you look at A New Hope and a lot of these other ones, there's a lot of action, a lot of cinematography that kind of just tells a story. It's swashbuckling. It's hope. There's the Force. It's a little bit of
there is no Force in this show.
There's
not
like someone almost gets raped. There's not people getting choked.
That turned Tammy off. Tam was watching that with me, and she's like, "This ain't Star Wars." And she's like, "I'm offended." And she goes, "This is ridiculous." And I'm like, "I know, but let's let's get through this."
That's not Star Wars. That is a show it's more of an intel officer trying to get information, a spy, maybe a little Mission Impossible sprinkled in. It's a great show, but it's not Star Wars. However, I'll give it credit. These last 2 episodes had a little bit of the Star Wars feel.
But that episode before she made that big speech has never ever happened in Star Wars. That actually showed what happened. Cable is they're on this planet and the Empire shows up and they're looking for a fight and they know it's coming and they block off Times Square because General Tofton killed 500 people before. And they're reacting this. They want all these townspeople to come in. They want the revolutionaries to come in, and the Empire wipes them the fuck out. Like, just shoots them just starts fucking killing everybody. And then they send the droids from Rogue One. It's more than one droid. And they're just picking people up and slamming them against the fucking wall. I mean,
droid. In Rogue One, they have that droid. Well, he acquires that droid in episode 8, which is great. And it ties into Star Wars. Starts to feel a little bit more Star Wars because he has a droid. If you think every part of Star Wars throughout, the history of Star Wars, there's always droids. And this one does not have a droid.
Till now. But the thing is, though, 8 and 9, Cable, 9 was when she gave the speech at the Senate, and actually Mothra told everybody about Emperor Palpatine being evil, and they were trying to cut the fucking feed. And and Andor got her out of there. Like, and it was good. That was good. That was very Star Wars.
Yeah,
these last 2 episodes right now is the best thing that the season had to offer. They've had a lot of death and a lot of tragedy in the first season and to this season, which is not Star Wars-ish. You know what I mean? Like,
now, I'm going to comment on Gene. Gene says Darth Vader was choke slamming people all the time. It's totally different than a man and a woman getting a physical fight on screen, getting thrown and tossed around. That's implied, and he's not choking a woman. He's just using his force choke on some Imperial officer. So it's totally different.
Yeah, and then he lets up, though. Because you don't get the true version of Vader until Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then you get him in Obi-Wan. But that fucking droid took that fucking girl and flung her, and fucking she landed. She was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, those droids fucking took people and took them across the concrete wall. And it was like pretzels getting snapped. And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. I mean,
I've heard it's good. I have heard it's good. And I heard a lot of people that weren't into it in the first few episodes have really done a 180 with the series. And I was a big fan of the first season. I did like it. It took me a while to really get into it and stay into it. And, then they kind of took the storyline and he was in that prison and stuff. Right. And it felt so different. And then after the fact, I heard about the writing process was that every couple episodes was its own story in a sense, like in a chapter. And they're doing it season 2 now also.
Every three episodes is a year.
Okay.
So 10, 11, and 12 is the year before it'll lead right up to Rogue One.
Now we're at 2 or 1 BBY, and then it's going to be, BBY.
Okay. And quality isn't a reason why I haven't started it or anything. I'm just very behind on Star Wars in general, kind of burned out with it a little bit in a sense. So
I know
fun things coming with Star Wars. I'm excited.
Well, I know I would be watching it and I'd fall asleep, and then I had to watch it 6 times over just one episode because I kept falling asleep, and then I'd wake up and then rewind it. There's not enough time in the day.
The last 2 episodes I stayed awake for, but the other ones I'm like, I want to start it tomorrow,
Yeah, that episode 8 was probably, and I've seen a lot of Star Wars stuff. Episode 8 was probably the most not probably tragic, most brutal scene of any Star Wars, of any show, of anything.
Younglings getting killed.
Yeah, but you didn't even, you just saw the younglings just standing there. You didn't see anything else.
Implied. And that's what
implied.
Star Wars is a lot of visuals that things are implied. You have to infer, like episode, like A New Hope. What is the Force? Even Return of the Jedi, we're still trying to figure out what the Force is. It's not laid out in front of you, So I don't know.
I mean, you got people throwing Mai Tai cocktails. They're starting this revolution, and the stormtroopers, they're fucking hitting people and killing them. They're not missing, and they're just sitting on top of the steps, just picking them off, And when those droids take those people and smash them up against the wall, not even smash them, just throws them across the streets, and then they hit the concrete side of the wall, and then they just, like, their back is fucking broke, So 8 and 9, these last 2 episodes, and I can only imagine what the last 3 will be, and then I'm gonna have to watch Rogue One after that, probably. I mean, but yeah, it was good. I just watched it today. That's why it's so ingrained to me right now, because I was watching it. It throws like a party. Yeah, it wasn't a good party for them, though. They got suckered in.
Good show, boys.
Yeah. So next week, 25 movies, any genre, and any ranking.
Then I'll probably say it 100 times next week, or try not to. But a very important delineation that I feel needs made is this isn't a permanent selection.
No.
Like, this isn't, if you were stranded on a desert island for the rest of your life, you could only take these, because I would have a completely different list. So my list is done, and like you said, this is a temporary thing. What 25 would you watch? Like there's a couple movies that if I could never watch anything different would go on my list that I don't have on this list because this is just a fun time list. Just what you want.
And these don't have to be ranked in any order. These are just the 25 that you're taking with you.
I didn't do any specific ranking. Right. I just 1 through 25.
Right. Any genre, horror. It could be a documentary. It could be, well, if it's a love story, then we got some issues. But anyway, a comedy, drama, anything. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. Well, no honorable mentions, Shane. Just 25 movies.
This is the Triple B Steelers Dynasty.
Yeah, Steelers Dynasty. Wrong show, Lair.
We'll get you a hat.
You got to get on. You got to get on the Dynasty show, and Shane will put you in the queue for the spin the wheel, make the deal.
You're a day late on that last hat, but
yesterday we had a good show. Yesterday we had a good show today too. So I got two, and tomorrow it's I didn't Cabe, if you want to come on and do WWE picks tomorrow, we're doing that at 9 if you can.
For backlash.
If you can, I understand. Just let me know. I mean, I'm gonna take it down to an hour. It ain't gonna be like an hour and a half or two, But before I get out of here, I wanted to give a big shout out to Sunday, June 22nd, Redemption APWF show. The big star Rhino, who was actually on AEW last night. And he's going to be on. He's going for the NWA World Title here next week against Tom Latimer for NWA, and also the main event is. Here's the main event for the show. Boo! Big time Bill Collier versus Gregory, and Rhino is wrestling Vince Valor. So we got 9 matches. I'm going to go through it tomorrow a little bit real quick and go from there. But I want to thank all the sponsors. I'm going to do a video for that. Again, we got Shadco. We've got, PP&J's in Indiana will be our ticket outlet. JP Booth and remodeling, and I got to get that video out, and because I got them on both shows, you know what I mean. So I just got to get them out. So hit like and subscribe. We're over 1,000 subscribers on this channel, but we don't have the watch hours yet, so we got to get the watch hours up. And on the Experience show,
381.
We have 381, and we have the watch hours. So we're about 119 ready to get monetized. And I got on TikTok this week. I did a TikTok live, guys, and it's a strange world. It's strange. Like those guys on TikTok, a lot of those people are vulgar and they're trolling. It's terrible. Like I got hit on like 7 times, and I'm like, hey, people, I'm straight. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, guys trying to pick you up.
Yeah, guys were hitting on me, man.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, get out of here.
Patootie.
I'm a good looking son of a bitch, but I said I'm married. And they're just trolling me. And this is the funny part. Before I get out of here, Tammy was watching the whole time, and she's texting me, and she's like, "They're trolling you. They're just trying to bait you into talking." And I was talking Steelers about trying to get the show and. Look, I have another experience. We do pulp culture. You know what I mean? This is why I'm on TikTok. I'm trying TikTok live. I'm trying to, if I can make $1. And the one guy messaged me and he goes, "It's a shame that you're straight." And he had like crying eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Hey, Bubba. Huh? Bubba.
What?
It doesn't matter. Views is views.
No, dude, I'm straight. But I just, the TikTok world is different for me, and it is a lot of trolling, but I wanted to use TikTok because I do have an account to try to, promote the podcasts and the wrestling company, you know what I mean? And the material that I'm using, but people are just.
Don't get too good at it. I don't know how much longer it's going to be around.
Well, I mean, someone called me a racist. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, get out of here. And then they were drawing pictures of, the male anatomy. And I'm like, I'm like, what is wrong with you people? And then I had like people, I had people fighting against each other on TikTok. And I don't even know because it just goes live. And there was a few people that I know that were on my TikTok that I knew, and because my sister got on real quick and Tammy was on.
I'm gonna have to get on. Let me know next time. I want to see this.
Well, me and you could probably, we all could. I just don't know how to. People are making thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm like, come on, man. Like, we're entertaining. I think, whatever. I mean, but it's a different world. Like, and then they just, I had a drink of water. Okay, I was drinking water bottle, and someone's like, "Oh my God, that's great looking water bottle you're drinking. Oh my God, you're putting it to your mouth." I'm like, "Holy Christ!" I'm like, "What the hell?" That's what I mean. And I'm like, I didn't want to go all Bubba on him and just start ripping them. You know what I mean? But I was like, people, I'm blocking you people. I said, look, I'm here to talk about Steelers, pulp culture, wrestling. I said, it was crazy. It's just.
That's all right, Bubba.
No, I wasn't on his TikTok. No, it wasn't Devil either. I got to carry a conversation with Devil, but it was just, I did it twice. I haven't went live yet again. And it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to, because there's people that get on there and they're like, oh, I got a story to tell you. And they talk about, and then one guy's like, hey, if your name is Tom something, I sat beside your girlfriend or wife on the airplane and she was talking about hooking up. I just want you to know you better kick her out of your house or something like that. Like, I mean, that was one of the videos. It's crazy.
What's funny is I just can't get over that, Bubba. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, guy. I think they were. I'm like, man, get out of here.
But are you sure it wasn't Cleveland Dynasty podcast showing you?
Oh no, because he just started bitching about the Steelers, and I'd have had to delete him. So, but that was my week on how it, and it's not, the week's not even over yet. So, but guys, you two, thank you guys coming on as always. Everybody in the chat, thank you, Afton, Devil, Gene, everybody for hanging out with us. Tomorrow night at 9:00, I'm going to do the WWE Backlash picks real quick. It's a wrestling little show on Friday nights, and then advertising some local independent, and then including the APWF show. So, okay, guys. Well,
good night.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, Afton, as always. And Shane, Cable, have a nice night.
Good night.
Right, guys.